Ilan, I have a new lover, and when we are in bed together, there is so much sexual and I'd say spiritual energy. And I'm honestly wondering if this is always healthy, the amount of energy. Is there too much?
Mm. I could say yes and no because it all comes down to what our energy system can contain in the moment. So I think this question comes from a perception of, okay, this can make me explode. And there might be an echo in our nervous system from many explosions on many levels that happen in the collective nervous system or that have been happening to ourselves in this body or in other lifetimes maybe, where truly like the power of truth or the intensity of pure aliveness broke into our life and just has been tearing us into pieces. Like this amount of brutal, violent awakening, it happens all over the globe, and it is an unhealthy thing, not because it is unhealthy in itself, because like nothing is unhealthy or healthy out of itself. It's just um it which nervous system, which energy system, which setup is it meeting? And if it's not in tune, it can be too much. But it all comes down to us being fully prepared. And I think preparation for this amount of energy, in terms of sexual energy and spiritual energy, is about the preparation is about have respect. That's one piece. Like have respect is when we are meeting for sex, we might not be meeting for having a good time. We might be meeting for praying together, bowing down and praying on the altar of life. And if we meet our lovemaking space with this amount of depth and sincerity and maturity, like anything can happen. And it will be more in tune with our nervous system because our nervous system is not prepped up by like, okay, bring it on. But it's prepared because it's that open, it's that receptive, it's that open for the wonder and awe of being alive. And the other thing I think is it's an energetic or sexual training that is just what helps me, for example, is almost imagining when I'm in my sexual turn on that I can move and breathe my consciousness as my energy through my body. Because we tend in this culture to differentiate. Like this is an energetic sensation and this is consciousness. So this is a sexual energy sensation and this is spiritual energy or a spiritual realm or level, and don't differentiate it up to a point where you would ask the same question and it's just about energy and not about it's sexual and spiritual, you know, like if we stop differentiating at all and if we start breathing our consciousness as our energy, like our transcendence as our physicality, as the very same thing. When we start breathing this through the body and then expand our definition of the body up to, let's say, the definition of the energy bodies around or the subtle bodies around the physically, the visible body, when we do that, we open the whole space, the whole sphere of what we are and who we truly are to this experience. And this, what we truly are, eventually cannot explode because it will be the all-embracing thing when we truly realize it. So from this perspective or from this horizon, no, it's not unhealthy. It's the most healthy thing that can happen to you because it's the state where you are allowed energetically to see the truth about yourself. But it might end up being some kind of training and some kind of process that needs time and physical build up when we talk about it from the practical perspective. And still, eventually, no, there is nothing that can that can explode. There is nothing that is in danger, because this is the immersion into this field that eventually is more the riverbank for what's happening than something that is happening within a container that hopefully holds the space. Does it make sense?
It does, and I love this bringing together of the definition of body and consciousness, and really, really one, making them one.
Yes. So there is so much energy in the space. Is that unhealthy? And eventually, of course, we see that who is evoking this energy? It's me and my partner. So there is a third thing happening in our meeting. However, there is no third thing, because this is my creation in the first place. So there is nothing that's coming from the outside. There is nothing that's truly, deeply a surprise. It is surprising, however, it isn't. It's the most familiar thing that just comes to the surface because we are both so naked.
Yay, thank you so much for your interest in more aliveness. If you want to have some guidance and more inspiration when it comes to shaking, to ecstasy, to everyday happiness and freedom, check out the Kali's Kiss online pool. It's an online platform where you find all the resources, all audio journeys and teachings that I have developed over the last decades in order to support my freedom, your freedom, and eventually global trauma healing.